What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Today we're back and we're going to be working on our test fender. We're going to be doing another test video, spraying some PF8. This is PFQ, actually PFQ F8 green, and this color you can find on some Dodge and Chrysler vehicles. There's some of the ingredients right there. They don't have names, but when I was seeing Ali from O'Reilly's 564 here in Rio Grande City, he put in a bunch of colors in here, some pretty weird. It does have aluminum sparkle, it has some yellow, some orange, it has some brown and other colors like green, like really deep green turquoise. But this makes F8 green, and today we're gonna spray it on our test fender using some satin clear coat. The satin clear coat, I've used it on a previous test fender on the previous color. This is the Autobahn matte clear coat. I'll leave the links in the description for this one as well. And I got that matte clear because someone requested to see some color. That's when we sprayed the GT blue metallic. At the moment I don't have any gloss clear, that's why I haven't sprayed any gloss. I'll be sure to order some gloss clear, but for today's video we're going to be spraying the matte clear coat over the F8 green. So let's go ahead and just begin by getting the test fender ready and sanded so we can lay some paint. Alright, so before I start mixing up some paint, I'm going to be using the McGraw. This is the 29 gallon. Last few videos I used the Central Pneumatic, also 29 gallon. They're pretty similar to each other. They both are belt driven. The only exception is one is a twin piston side by side, and this one also is twin piston, but this is in a V compressor. Both about the same amount of level of noise. It's just a different tone to it, but they're both really quiet. They're both 110, which is great. This is one of the bigger volume air tanks you can get, belt driven, being 110 volts or 120, whatever you call it. So I've used this one for the last few times, last test fenders, and I even sprayed some texture on some rooms. But today I'm going to go ahead and use the McGraw. This one is relatively new. I've only aired it up just like once or twice maybe, just to air up some tires. It does have a hour gauge right here. As soon as we connect it and get it filled up with air, I'll show you guys how many hours it does have at the moment. But for today's video, we're going to be using the McGraw. Alright, now the air compressor's just filled up. It has 0.6 hours. So it has just a little bit of over half an hour. Alright, this is just out of personal curiosity, but I'm going to go ahead and lay down a GT's Performance decal somewhere around right here on the fender. With the YouTube logo. Alright, we're going to go ahead and start mixing up some paint. So this is the color right here. The paint code is PFQ and the name of the color is F8 green. This is a Chrysler color, also found in Dodge, Challengers, Chargers, stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and reduce this on 2 parts paint, 1 part reducer. Since this is a base coat, we can reduce as much as we'd like. Whatever is left over, we can just simply add it back into our paint. This one here is just specialty reducer, also found at the O'Reilly stores. And now we just mix. And the spray gun that I'm going to use for this experiment is the Spectrum HTE. Then this one has a 1.3 tip. Right here in the bottom I have the 3M airflow control valve, and on this gun I use about 20 psi with 2.5 turns of fluid with the fan fully opened. So every time I mix up some paint, I always use a clean strainer, paint filter, before adding the paint onto the cup. It's just a beautiful green right here. It has a lot of sparkle metallic, aluminum sparkle metallic. So let's go ahead and paint. Just wipe it one more time. Alright, so this is not a fully enclosed garage. There's lots of air circulation through here, and for the less than 30 seconds of spray time compared to the 5 to 10 minute flash drying time, I wasn't wearing a mask, but I just went inside and picked it up, so here it is. Go ahead and spray another coat. Alright, so for the first coat, I was doing about a 50% overlap. So it took less coats or less passes to, paint the whole fender. The second coat, I was doing about a 75% overlap to get more color on there. Now this being the third and final coat, I'm going to go ahead and just, continue with the 75% overlap, but I'm going to try to distribute the metallic evenly, which is doing a pretty good job right now. So I'm just going to continue doing the same. So here's the last coat of the base coat. So check it out, there's the vinyl. Well, I removed the vinyl decal, and there's the letters with the black that was underneath. There's the paint. So like I said, the last coat I sprayed it just I could disperse the metallic just evenly. We're gonna lay some Clearcoat, the matte. Alright, now for the Clearcoat, this is the Autobahn matte clear. So first things first, make sure to shake this one really well. Alright, and for this one, mix is 4 parts clear, 1 part activator. Mix it really well. Same spectrum, HTE, clean filter, add the Clearcoat. This one looks a little bit foggy, but that's because this is a matte Clearcoat. It still has the same high level of resistance to UV rays, just as any other 2K clear. We're ready to spray.
Same settings, 20 psi, 2.5 turns, fan fully open.
So the flash time, the drying time between coats, you want to give it a couple of minutes. That's just enough to where once you come back to add another coat, both coats combined don't make it a thick enough layer to where it drips or sags or anything. So this one is ready for another coat. You also just want to make sure and just clear to where you see everything fully wet, like a full wet coat. That way it all dries, you know, all at one, you know, just uniform.
Let's go ahead and add another coat.
Alright, so at the moment you see that everything is wet. This Clearcoat dries somewhat fast. You'll start seeing some dry spots. It doesn't mean that you didn't add enough clear. It's just drying. But that's how wet you want to leave it. Just a nice wet coat. So that way it all like dries uniform. Again, as long as you spray everything just evenly you know, not more wetter on one side than the other. Just make sure you give it a nice pass. Just, you know, once you're painting, you get in the zone, not auto zone, but you know, you get to see where you're laying the paint, what needs to be coated more, and that's pretty much it. It's really easy to paint. It's really satisfying. Just seeing everything, you know, like come together. So again, we're gonna let this dry a few more minutes, so all this gloss sheen goes away. It becomes a nice flat satin finish, and that's when you know it's, you know, ready for another coat. This right here is already beginning to look a little bit drier. So and as for the clear coat left on the gun, if you have some left over and you already finished spraying, you don't want to add this back onto your clear can. Uh, since this is already mixed with the activator, it will harden and it will just ruin the rest of your clear coat. So either use it all or just dispose of it.
Last coat of clear.
All right, so I took it out right here into the sun. Normally you want to let the last coat of clear or whatever you're spraying just dry out just with the room temperature, just with the wind or air inside that temperature. If you take it out into direct sunlight immediately, what's going to happen is like the top layer of clear is going to dry out while the bottom layers either of paint or clear are still trying to, you know, vent out any vapors or anything like that. So what could possibly go wrong in situations like this is you know, have some fumes trapped or some vapors trapped inside the clear coat. Just the same reason you don't want to wax any vehicle freshly painted. Usually I give it within a month, you know. After a month you can wax it, you can seal it, whatever. But, you know, just to help prevent those, this is a satin finish and a test fender as well. But you can see the color. If this were gloss, you could see all of the metallic, you know, the beautiful part of this color. It's such a nice color. This one, since it has the satin finish, it will look like a army green, hunter green, whatever. But all right, here is the color. This is the F8 green with the satin matte clear coat. There's a decal right there, or stencil that we used. You could also see some of the metallic shining through, but since this is a satin finish, it doesn't really, you know, pop as much. Look at the shadow. But yeah, this is the F8 green, like I said, normally found on Dodge and Chrysler vehicles. If they were to have a satin finish, this is what it would look like. Very nice color, either with gloss, like gloss finish, or satin finish. Still, that's the Volkswagen that I would have painted, but like I said, it needs work, and I don't want to go through all that expense. My truck has the Eurochem Royal Blue Metallic, very beautiful color as well. This is metallic royal blue. Yep, that's it, guys. So over here I have my Mitsubishi, and this was the pearl rose that we sprayed on it. Like I said, on this one I changed the color on it at least once a year. I was thinking of using that F8 green on this one, to spray the whole car, since the original body color in this one is a green. I don't know the code or name of it, but it is a green. But I had other plans of either just kind of lightly scuff this paint and add some either metal flake or pearl on it with a clear base binder, and then either just add a candy coat over it and then gloss clear, or just experiment, because like I said, I do want to change the color on it, something I do at least once a year. But that's going to be it for today's video. Let me just walk over here to the shade. Alright guys, so that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Just experimenting with the test fender, just to see what kind of colors we get, to see what we like. Another thing, I have the HTE Spectrum. It's a 1.3, which is very, very good for, this clear, and the base coats is just working just amazing. Other than that, I do have the Spectrum HVOP with the 1.7 tip. So that was the one that I was thinking of using for either metal flake, either 0.004, 008 metal flakes, 0.15. I'm not sure what size to get still, but I was also thinking, that's the gun that I was going to use to spray something like this. If you go through, like, let's just say Walmart, through the arts and crafts, you find the little bottles of glitter, and it's just weird, but I just wanted to try it out. Maybe on this fender, maybe in another video I'll try it just in case. I already have one in gold, so gold over green, I think it might look pretty cool. It just depends. I have a little bit of a binder, but it just depends on the clear coat. Like I said, gloss really shows you all the metallic. On this one you may not see it all that well, because it's a satin finish, but yeah, it's a little gnat or fly or something. But we'll run through more experiments. If you guys like this video, just give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more. But other than that, guys, I hope to see you guys on my next video. Peace out.